Okay, so my topic is going to be about food labels, and my main claim is going to be how food labels that market to be sugar-free have more negative consequences than health benefits. And I'm pretty sure that every single one of you has consumed something that was labeled sugar-free or diet or free of sugar. The sugar alternative can cause harm to the body, and it actually increases consumption of the food being marketed instead of picking something else like Coke versus Diet Coke or sugar-free Red Bull versus regular Red Bull. And it also is not ideal for weight loss. It actually can contribute to weight gain. The sugar alternatives used in sugar-free or diet foods is aspartame and sucralose. And aspartame contributes to many reported symptoms to the FDA. And you guys might know aspartame either as aspartame or NutraSweet or Equal, just like little pink packets that you see at like restaurants or at Starbucks or something. And it's said to be 200 times sweeter than table sugar. And according to Dr. Janet Hull, aspartame changes the ratio of amino acids in the blood, blocking or lowering the levels of serotonin, tyrosine, dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline. And that makes 75% of reactions to food additives. Like I said, that's reported to the FDA. And some of the reported symptoms include memory loss, dizziness, weight gain, muscle spasms, seizures, nausea, and they can worsen chronic illnesses. The second sugar alternative is sucralose, which a lot of you guys know as Splenda, just the little yellow packets you guys see. And that's said to be 600 times sweeter than table sugar, so if you guys ever tasted Splenda, you guys know that it's really, really sweet. And it's similar to aspartame, according to, it causes skin rashes, dizziness, swelling, headaches, muscle aches, and stomach pain. And Dr. Betty Martini says, synthetic chemical sweeteners are generically unsafe for human consumption. This toxin was given the chemical name sucralose, which is a play on the technical name of the sugar sucrose. So sucralose and sucrose are obviously different. One's synthetic and one's natural cane sugar. And the secondary claim is that sugar-free foods, there's an increase in the consumption of what people buy because consumers believe that it's going to be a healthier option for them, so they're going to opt to buy something that's sugar-free or diet because essentially it does have 0 calories. Diet Coke has 0 calories, or it's going to be in a lower quantity of calories. So researchers Helen Jensen and John Bain say that 86% of their population that they studied cut down on foods high in sugar. In 2010, 187 million consumed use of low-calorie sugar-free foods and beverages. And the last claim is that sugar-free foods are not ideal for weight loss because chemical reactions in the body aren't triggered properly. And Brenda Goodman states that artificial sweeteners appear to disturb the body's ability to count calories, and as a result, diet foods and drinks may wind up encouraging weight gain rather than weight loss. When the calories don't show, as happens with artificial sweeteners because they do have 0 calories in them, those metabolic responses don't fire the way they should. Insulin does not increase the feeling of fullness, and satisfaction isn't triggered, and the brain does not get a feeling of reward from the dopamine sugar releases. So basically what's going to happen is you guys are going to consume something sugar-free and you guys are going to want that sugar in you, but your body's not going to chemically process the sugar that's in there because there's no calories in the sugar. And the second reason why it could contribute to weight gain rather than weight loss is that overeating is going to occur because you guys are going to think that, oh, the people who consume the sugar-free products are going to say, oh, well, I just ate something that was sugar-free. There's essentially no calories in there, so now I can have this piece of chocolate cake or I can have this cheeseburger instead of opting to just consume the natural cane sugar that isn't going to be harmful to your body.
All right, Nicole, the proposition I think is pretty clearly labeled. The phrasing on it's a little complicated, but ultimately I think we know what your inference is. The contents need to be laid out a little bit more clearly, because it sounds like at one point that the secondary points are basically just going to be about the various sugar substitutes, but then there's another argument about the impact that the sugar substitutes have. I think you need to set this up earlier in the speech so it's going to be easier to follow. Once we get to the body of the speech, like I said, it seems like we're following the different kinds of sugar substitutes as the structure, and you're not really making claims about those, and you need to make those claims. Just be straightforward and say, aspartame is unsafe for human beings to consume. Sucralose causes substantial harms to the body. And then make your third point a more general statement. Any sugar substitute is in the long run going to increase consumption of calories. Something like that. Where are you? I know you're out there somewhere. There you are. So any more declarative statement like that is going to make your argument clearer that this is the inference that you want us to give. As it is, it feels like you're presenting a lot of information, and the argument is there, but it needs to be a little bit stronger. The two pieces of evidence that you cited, the pieces of testimony that you cited that talked about the dangers on this, you gave us authorities on that. I do think you want to qualify those authorities a little bit more. You might also want to give us the times, because one of them comes outright and says it's unsafe for human consumption, which seems like it goes completely the opposite of whatever the FDA rulings on this are. So you're posing this person as an authority against any organization that has given authorization for use of these food products in our general food system. So you have to really tell us why this person should be the one that we listen to. And one of the problems with both pieces of evidence is that we get a long list of complaints about those things, but we don't get the evidence that backs them up except from the testimony of those people themselves. What was the research that found those results? What statistics were there that associate this? What individual examples do they have that, how many complaints of headaches or menstrual cramps or whatever the heck it was that people were coming up with because of people consuming aspartame or sucralose. It just feels like somebody gave us a list of, here are 12 symptoms or 12 bad things that happen when you take this. I'm going, well, where did that come from? Except that it's this person that you've quoted. That's the thing that I think we need a little bit more data on those points. I thought you did a pretty good job presenting the argument. It was a little bit rushed at the end, and it would have been nice if it could have been summarized too. I think that would have helped make your argument more effective. Caesar.